1. Ho! Fantasy Blitz.
We did it.
No BS, just Blitz.
Now we've actually done it. I know I said last week that we did it, but today we did it.
We done did it.
NFL Week 1. Let's
We're here.
go.
Yeah, and the bodies are hitting the floor.
Already. It's already bad. Cooper Kupp, gone. We'll talk about this in a minute.
We got a lot to
all
talk
of my
about.
favorite guys.
We've got so much to talk about. Our league is full. We drafted with our league
Yes, shout out
this
everybody.
past weekend.
Shout out everybody in the Fantasy Blitz
Yeah.
ESPN League. It's going to be awesome.
It's going to be amazing. The picks were really good. I was like the Hit Network one when we did our draft. I was
that
like,
was
oh
suspect.
man, there's some sus picks. But then our league, we were like, ugh,
Yeah.
these guys are like, they've been watching the show.
I
Damn
know.
it.
I was a little upset. I got sniped a couple of times. Like I was like,
Yeah.
oh sweet, I can't wait to get this guy. Like they're really going to let him fall, and then
Nope.
gone.
Nope.
The
Yeah.
second.
We were targeted. We were harassed, and it felt good.
Yeah.
So, but we've got a lot to talk about today. There's so much going on right now. So
Yeah.
let's get into what the frick is happening with all of us. So you can actually swipey swipe on
Oh.
there.
Let's
Whoa.
go. All right. This is where we're going to be starting, at least for now, because I think the injury news is probably what most people are going to be searching for on a lot of this stuff. Especially if you're more casual, you just want to get filled in on the major news as far as who's hurt and who's not. The obvious one, Cooper Kupp, hurt his hamstring last week. They didn't really know if he was going to be out for very long or if he was going to play this weekend or what. There was no information on it. Went to see a specialist in Minnesota and came back, and then Sean McVay just announced he's not playing this weekend, and there's a possibility that he goes on to IR, which is just heartbreaking. As somebody who drafted him in the first round of my main league, like, that hurts. That hurts bad.
I think I got him in our.
Yep, you were his
In the
your
Hit
number one
Network
pick in
League.
the Hit Network League. So it's going to be tough. I do think
Oh my
that
God! We got Kelly walking through our show.
I do think that he comes back. I don't think they're going to put him on IR. I think they would have put him on IR already. So I think he's just going to miss 2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah,
Then he
probably.
comes back, and they kind of ease him back in, and then we get Cooper Kupp for the rest of the year. That's my hope. There was some talk of a sciatic nerve issue, which is a little bit more of a big deal, but also it's not necessarily meaning his hamstring is the problem. It could just be a nerve pinching, and it makes it feel like the hamstring. A lot's up in the air with him. Long story short, he's not starting this week. Really sad. Next up, the next biggest news, I guess, which is Travis Kelce as of yesterday.
Be aware.
As of yesterday, and I actually have some news that just dropped. As of yesterday, he hurt his knee, I believe it was. Hyperextended his knee. They were saying it's a game time decision. It's technically still a game time decision. However, as of about 2 hours ago, the Chiefs elevated another tight end onto their roster.
There it is.
Which, I mean, generally, you could say, okay, well, they're just being careful in case he hurts himself again, but I just don't. I can't see them playing him.
They will not. Andy Reid is going to keep him safe for the long term. He's going to make sure Travis Kelce is rested up.
Yeah.
This has a lot of consequential importance for the Lions.
Yeah.
Because this could be a coup by the Lions.
It could be. And
Tonight's game, by the way.
We'll get into that when we start talking. I think our next slide is actually the Detroit-Kansas City game slide. But when we get to that, we'll jump in because there's a bunch of domino pieces that are going to fall if Travis Kelce is in fact not playing, which he's probably not.
Yeah. Real quick.
Yeah.
Like, subscribe to the channel. We come to you every Thursday night so you can set your lineup and win in your league. What we do here on Fantasy Blitz is we go through the injuries, we do some starts and sits, and then we're going to do some over-unders to help you win in daily fantasy if you're a betting man or woman, or they, them. I don't know. But let's move on.
Yeah, rounding out the injury updates, Joe Burrow, we're not super worried about him. However, his calf injury seems to be no problem. I think it's official. We're back. Shout out Joe Burrow.
Yeah, we all knew that was going to happen.
Yeah, people knew he was coming back. It's official. He's back. He says he feels good. Whatever. Terry McLaurin. This is another star player who's been really vague about what's going on. There's some talks about turf toe being the problem. Something with his feet. That is also being approached as a optimistic game time decision. I don't think that they're going to say if he's playing or not up until the day of. I think he does play. Just because of the vibe that we're getting from their camp is he's probably fine.
Okay.
So I think he does play. And we'll get to that, I guess, when we talk about the game itself.
We will.
But
Before we get to the games, though, we've got some questions in the audience.
Let's go.
Dem7, 2-flex, 10-man league, Burrow, Chubb, Madison, Ceedee, St. Brown, Andrews,
Damn.
James Cook, Jahan Dotson, Mostert, Flowers. I guess he's asking, Jahan over Zay this week.
No,
But do I play James Cook versus Jets or Mostert?
Jahan over
versus-
Zay, yes. I would 100% start Jahan over
Yeah.
Zay.
Agreed.
I would do that every week. And then as far as James Cook and Mostert, I'm kind of leaning Mostert today. I think James Cook is the better back, but
He's on the Cards, right?
he's on the Bills right now.
Oh, the Bills. Okay.
Yes, I think he's the better back, but Mostert against a very porous Chargers
yeah.
offense. I mean, if
Mostert.
you look at any of the running backs that played against the Los Angeles last year, I mean, they all balled out. So, and now there's not going to be a Jeff Wilson behind him. A-Chain's a little bit busted up. I think he'll be okay, but I really do think we're getting some nice Mostert work here. If he can last half a game, then he'll be all right.
Yeah, for this week, that's looking pretty juicy. Blurpy asks, should I look to trade Watson or Judy?
I'm assuming Christian Watson.
Yeah, he says, I'm trying to do a trade for Waller and Chubb. Trying to do Connor, Higbee, and Judy for those two.
I can't see someone accepting that.
I mean,
would not
look,
accept
if they'll do it,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, hey, dude, if you can land that trade, go right ahead. But I can't see at least any of my league mates accepting that trade. Would you do
Chat's
Etienne
blown up.
instead of Connor, Watson instead of... Wait, what?
yeah, would you do Etienne instead of Connor, Watson instead of Judy?
So if I'm the guy that has Waller and Nick Chubb, I'm not accepting any of those guys. Because Nick Chubb has RB1 overall upside,
Yep.
and Darren Waller has top 3 tight end overall upside. Currently, the guys you have listed there, I'm assuming it's Christian Watson, who is kind of hurt right now, James Conner on the worst team in the league, and Tyler Higbee,
Yes.
who is going to be like a 4-week rental tight end. I'm not taking any of those if I'm that guy. However, if you can land that, you have just struck gold.
Even if you can get, honestly, even if you can get one of those guys, I would trade all of those dudes for Chubb. I would trade all of those dudes for Waller.
Yes, I made a mistake here, and I just see that up here. He was saying Zay. I only remember it being Zay Jones because he was in the league last year. It's Zay Flowers. I guarantee you that's what he's talking about.
Yeah.
I
would-
still stand by Jahan Dotson over Zay Flowers.
Yeah, for sure.
Call it
Zay
that.
Flowers, he's yet to be proven commodity. I think Jahan Dotson still has just more, a better foundation. This dude is obsessed with Judy. Dude, chat's going crazy right now. Dem says, yeah, you ain't getting Chubb and Waller for those guys. Yeah, like I said, if you can get one of them, like, look, trade all 4 of those dudes for one. I would probably go with Waller.
Yeah,
You're probably going to get Waller.
That's the more likely outcome. If you can trade 3 of those guys, like Christian Watson, Jerry Jeudy, and who was the other guy? James Cook.
James-
No.
Connor?
James Conner.
Yeah.
I would do Connor. Yeah, and try and get Chubb with that package. I just don't think that's going to happen either way.
Yep.
We got to talk. We got stuff to go
We
through.
got stuff to go
But
through.
we'll come back to chat. We have
Guys,
some
hit the like
intermissions.
button. Appreciate you. Hit the like button. Super exciting. Look at
All
this.
right,
Look at this cool
baby.
stuff. Oh,
Week 1,
Screen's
game
so cool.
1, Thursday night. I'm so hyped for this game. It's going to be a shootout, and we got so much to talk about with this,
gonna be
this
great.
game. Starting, this is our starts and sits. The starts and sits section. That's hard to say for
Yeah.
everybody. General advice. Obviously, you're starting your studs. I'm going to say that. I'm going to say that every single week because so many people are like, "Ooh, should I start my second round pick?" Yes.
Yeah.
Bro, I don't care
Unless
who
they're
you're
injured.
playing. Start
Yeah.
your second round pick. That being said, you're starting Amon-Ra St. Brown. You are starting Jahmyr Gibbs, and you are starting David Montgomery. Oops.
Yep.
A lot of people are saying, "Oh, I'm a little bit worried about Montgomery." Nah. Nope. Start him.
don't be that guy.
He'll be fine. I think his floor right now is like 80 yards and a touchdown or something. That's what I could see from Montgomery. I honestly believe that Jahmyr Gibbs has a lower floor than David Montgomery does. Obviously, Jahmyr Gibbs has a higher ceiling. I'm starting them both.
Against KC, I think Jahmyr Gibbs is going to be more explosive.
Yes, yeah. Jahmyr Gibbs will probably be better, probably.
Yeah.
But I'm still running Montgomery in my flex or something, which is probably where most people are going to have him.
Yeah, for sure.
Everybody else on the Lions, there's nobody else you need to think about.
No.
Some people are going to say Sam Laporta. I don't really believe that yet. I just
Yeah,
want to see
who?
him play.
Yeah, no, move on.
Rookie tight end, scary. Obviously, this is the no-brainers.
Yeah.
You're starting Mahomes. If you're even questioning
it.
that, quit fantasy football. You're starting Pacheco. I know he's a little bit unproven, but I still think that they're going to need to pound the ball a little bit, especially with with Travis Kelce out potentially, probably. I can see that happening. And then if Travis, this is what the asterisks are for here, if you can really see those. If Travis Kelce is out, Sky Moore is the dude.
Yep.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
I know they're going to spread the ball around, and this is probably going to burn me tomorrow. But if Travis Kelce sits, Sky Moore has been plugged as an every down wide receiver. He's going to get work. I think he's a good flex play.
Yeah.
Everybody else on that team don't really play them. You could argue McKinnon maybe. I don't like McKinnon this year. He's 31 years old.
No, I think he's never been that great.
He was
a performer.
He was good at the end of last year, but that
Yeah.
was just really kind of an anomaly. Like the Chiefs were starting to play conservative because they were going for their playoff run. I don't know. I don't like it.
I would agree with most of this. I think Pacheco's probably going to get a couple more passes than Moore, and then I think they are going to annoyingly pass to whatever their tight end that just got activated.
Oh, yeah. They're going to spread the ball around.
Yeah.
I mean, they have 3 wide receivers right now who are all about the same talent. I think Sky Moore is on the top of that list.
Yep.
So I'm kind of projecting Sky Moore as like a 5 to 6 catches maybe, and like 70 yards, which is fine for a flex, man. I'm taking that.
And Kadarius Toney still not relevant in fantasy football at all.
Still
Moving
not
on. Here we go.
Next one. This could be a potential dud game, but it could
Blowout.
be fun. This could be fun. There's a lot to prove here. Start the boy, Dameon Pierce. He's going to get 25 touches a game. We've already covered that.
Yep.
Nobody else. I wouldn't start Nico Collins yet. I know he's their wide receiver one. I just don't. I haven't seen the QB play to support that.
Yep.
So that's it. Dameon Pierce. Don't even think about anybody else.
But this is a game to watch for performance of Nico Collins.
Yes.
Like, he's really going to show himself if he's going to be relevant in fantasy. So look at the game. If he performs well, pick him up on the waivers.
He said he would give me Waller for Judy straight up. Yeah, run that, pal.
Bro, do that. Yeah.
I mean, who knows when Judy's going to play?
Yeah, and send him a 6-pack.
Yeah. Baltimore side, you're starting Lamar Jackson. You're starting Mark Andrews. He's fine. There's no injury concern there. I mean, they were saying like, oh, he was limited to practice today. He's fine.
Yep.
J.K. Dobbins, you're also starting them. Texans run defense, horrible.
Yep.
J.K. Dobbins could have a great day.
Yep.
Here's the little bit of controversial part. I'm sitting everybody else. I'm not starting.
Yeah, because Zay's on here, right? Zay Flowers.
Yes, he's on. I mean, he's on the Ravens. I'm not starting a Ravens wide receiver right now because there's just not enough for me that says these guys are going to get the ball. They have said that they're going to try and use the running backs more. They're going to get. I know they said they're going to get Lamar to throw more, but I really don't see that translating to starting Zay Flowers or OBJ or who is it? Who's the other guy?
I'm looking it up right now.
Brown.
Rashad Bateman.
Oh, that's what I meant. Yes, Rashad Bateman. Thank you.
You mean Nelson Aguilar's not going to get
No.
targeted?
No.
What?
Nope. I think you can guarantee Mark Andrews is going to get his 10 targets.
Yep.
And then everybody else will just have the scraps of whatever's left. So I'm not starting any wide receivers for the Ravens.
Move on. Oh my God.
Yeah.
The trash bowl.
This one will be a bad one. And actually, at the end, we're going to talk about some potential bets that you can roll with. And I should have added this one to it, but I'm kind of, I don't know. We'll talk about it.
Yep.
For Carolina, Miles Sanders.
He's going to shock.
Yeah, I think he's going to be good.
Yeah,
I really do.
yeah.
If he's the only guy they got,
I know.
I'm not playing with Adam Thielen. DJ Chark's a little bit banged up. That's it. They got they got Miles Sanders, and that's it. Everybody else you're sitting. Atlanta, however, is kind of stacked for fantasy right now.
Yeah, especially against the Panthers.
Right.
Yeah.
Bijan, duh.
Yep.
Drake London, that's a great one. I really think Drake London's going to have a good year. Kyle Pitts, I know some of you are scared. You're still starting Pitts. That's how it works. And then their defense, Falcons defense, it'd probably be fine.
I only put that in here because it's against Carolina.
If you're going to start a defense, if you're going to start the Falcons defense, it should be this week.
Yeah.
However, there are better defenses to start, but if you got one, it's this week. Everybody else, that's it.
Yeah.
It's going to be a low-scoring game, I think, with 2 not great teams playing each other. I could see this being a really low snap count game, just like both teams are just trudging in the mud.
Yeah. Keep a lookout for them splitting the load between Bijan and Algier. That could happen because Bijan is a rookie.
Start the season. Yep.
So just keep an eye out for that. So, and there could be a little bit of a handcuff action for the next couple weeks,
Yeah.
depending on how that goes. So keep an eye out for that.
Still starting Bijan no matter what.
Yeah,
Start your studs.
Start Bijan. Yeah, start your studs. Come on, boys.
All right, Cincinnati, I don't need to tell you guys too much about this. You're starting Burrow, you're starting Chase, you're starting Higgins, and you're starting Mixon. You drafted those guys, that's who you're starting. They're all second, third, fourth round capital. You just are. Start your studs. Nobody else. I'm not starting a tight end. I think they have Irv Smith right now as their tight end. That sounds right.
Wait, I thought it was Chig.
No, he's on the Titans.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's Irv Smith. I'm not starting him. Whoever it is, don't care. That's it for the Bengals. I wouldn't start their defense. I wouldn't really start any of the other guys.
It's Njoku.
That's Browns. Browns
Oh,
are
who
good.
you
We're
talking
talking
about?
Bengals.
Oh, Cincy. My bad.
No, you're good. What was I saying? Oh, yeah, I'm not starting Tyler Boyd. I think this will be a game where the Bengals are extremely pass-heavy for the first half and then extremely not pass-heavy for the second half.
Yeah.
So you'll get your work out of these two guys, and then Mixon will fill out the rest.
Yep.
Cleveland, this is gross. I mean, obviously you're starting Chubb.
Have to start Chubb.
You
There's
just are?
No way. Every week you're going to start Chubb, okay? Especially if you're PPR. Guys, don't be stupid.
And you're starting Amari Cooper.
For sure. 100%.
You just are.
Yeah.
Now, I see a guy in the comments already saying no start for Njoku. Here's the thing with David Njoku. You probably drafted him as potentially your first tight end really late, maybe your second tight end really late.
Yep.
I just don't see the volume right now, at least as week one.
Yep.
I don't see the volume to warrant starting him.
Unknown.
He's very touchdown dependent. He was this way last year with Deshaun Watson. That being said, Deshaun Watson looks his way a lot in the red zone. So that's, a plus. But right now, you're just kind of hoping he catches a touchdown.
Yep.
Because he's going to get 3 catches for 45 yards or something like that.
Yeah, he had 80 targets last year. He had barely 630 yards. He averaged 10 yards per, reception, which is good for PPR, but he only had 4 touchdowns. So really not much of a earner. So that's why we can't say, hey,
run him.
Njoku.
If you've got him and he's your only tight end, I wouldn't worry too much about starting him because he's a talented guy. He's ginormous, and Deshaun Watson seems to like him.
Yep.
But I'm not in love with it. Nobody else. I wouldn't start Deshaun Watson. I just don't think he's shown it yet. I know he can do it, and he has done it before, but I wouldn't do it right now. Elijah Moore, same thing. He's really hyped up right now. I want to see him play first. Kind of a gross situation. That's how it's going to work, though. Another one.
My God.
Woo! Arizona, Washington. I don't like this. I don't like this at all. James Conner. This is going to be the least efficient offense we have seen in a long time.
Well, they just cut Colt McCoy, too.
Yeah, I mean, whoa. But, I'm telling you guys now, this is going to be a shockingly bad offense.
The Water Boy's throwing the ball in Arizona.
That being said, James Conner is good.
He is.
He's a little older now, but he's good. He has a high likelihood to get a touchdown, which would be great. Marquise Brown. I am never a Marquise Brown truther. He is just made out of glass. So
Blurpy, you saw what I did.
I still think if you've got him, you are playing him. And I think that's okay because Washington doesn't have an elite secondary or anything.
Yep.
He says old Washington logo.
I did it on purpose.
Speaking of Washington, McLaurin with an asterisk. If he plays, you're starting him. That's fine.
Probably going to play.
Yeah, probably. Jahan Dotson.
For sure.
He's my guy. You're playing him. If McLaurin sits, he's got a ton of upside.
Yep.
I still think he's going to be a baller this year.
Dotson is a sick flex.
Yes. Oh, he's a perfect flex.
Yeah.
Dotson, Drake London, maybe 1 or 2 other guys are beautiful flexes. Sky Moore this week, yeah. You're sitting everybody else. Defense could be good. I kind of want to see him
Arizona.
play. Yeah, just because Arizona. I wouldn't run Commanders defense against other people, but right now I think you're fine. All right, let's get up. Tennessee, New Orleans. This could be a fun one. I know it sounds a little boring on paper.
Derek Carr? Where are the Carmi? Is that what we're calling him?
The carts, the Derek carts. It could be a really boring game, but it could also be a really fun game. I really want to see Chris Olave play. I really want to see DeAndre Hopkins play.
Yeah.
So this is going to be a fun one to watch.
A lot
I
of good
think.
intel.
Yes,
a lot of good
there's
intel.
a lot of like promising, like, okay, are these guys going to be viable for us?
Is your Olave pick going to work out? We're going to figure that out.
Trust me, it will. So you're starting him. You're starting Hopkins. Obviously, you're starting Henry. I think this is a good week to run with Jamal Williams because Kendrick Miller is still hurt. There's not really a lot of depth there. He's going to get his work this week. And then everybody else, you're sitting. I don't care about Traylon Burks. I don't care about Chig. You're sitting both of them this week just because it's not really a positive environment for them right now.
Nope.
I mean, you got a pretty good defense you're going against.
Yep.
The Saints have a very good defense this season.
Stout.
Yes.
Stout.
Anyways.
Hey, guys.
Intermission.
Like and subscribe. We've got a couple people in the chat. They're chopping it up. Go ahead and hit the like button. Remember, we're here every Thursday night to help you set your lineup. The show is improving. The show is growing. We are learning just as much as you are. But comment below on what you want to see on this channel. We also have our fantasy league, which unfortunately now is full. But you can check out all of the carnage every week. We will have community posts, different polls. We are also on Twitter. Believe it or not. What is it? What's our Twitter again?
Fantasy BLTZ.
BLTZ.
Yep.
So I'm thinking about doing spaces because there's not that many NFL spaces, but the ones that are on there are just a bunch of homers arguing about their team. So
True. Yeah, I mean, if you guys would like to see a space on Twitter,
X.
yeah, let
Sorry.
us know. I am looking at the comments here, and I
Yep.
see one that says, "I'm surprised you didn't put Ravens D against Houston." Here's the thing with a lot of the defenses: we didn't include a lot of them on here because the defenses that you're drafting that high, like Ravens, Bills, 49ers, Cowboys, like you have those guys and you're
Yep.
starting them whoever they play.
Yeah.
Ravens are going to pop off against
You
Houston.
should play the Ravens every week.
Yeah.
We're going to point out like some streaming plays for the
Yes.
defenses just because they're so streaky. And then eventually once we get like bad weather games, like snow games, then we'll tell you, hey, you should really play your kicker
Yeah.
for this game. Like
Yes.
if you can stream the kicker for this snow game, do it. They're going to get 18 points, right?
So as far as this channel is concerned with the defenses and kickers, if we mention them, it's because they're people or teams that are like maybe you didn't think about.
Yeah.
Just kind of putting them into your attention.
We don't have to tell you to play the Bills defense every week.
Yes, exactly.
Okay,
And we don't
here we
need to
go.
tell you to plug Justin Tucker whenever you got him.
Yep.
Next game, Jacksonville versus Indiana. Indiana, Lord,
Shit
Indianapolis. Yeah, but also some intel, another intel game, I think. Like, is Calvin Ridley, is he going to be good? I mean, people drafted him like third round, which to me is wild. But he went like third round. Is he going to be worth it? We'll see. I think you should play him. I think you should start Trevor Lawrence. I think we're looking at a career year for Trevor Lawrence.
Yep, for sure.
I think Christian Kirk is going to be fine. He's just a good wide receiver too. And I think that if he's stepping in a little bit, and if Ridley isn't as good as he projects to be, then we've got a solid guy in Christian Kirk. Travis Etienne, you're starting him. He's probably your RB1 or 2. I would run him and not be worried about it. It's against Indianapolis. I mean,
Yeah.
if they get up big, then they're just going to pound the ball anyways.
Yep.
For Indianapolis, this
Yeesh.
is an interesting one. I like starting Anthony Richardson this week. I do. I think that since they don't have Jonathan Taylor, since they don't really have an elite defense or like wide receiver core or anything like that, they're just going to see what he's got. And I think they're just going to let him go and like run around and chuck deep balls. And I think the fantasy potential for that is pretty high. I
Yeah.
mean, if he breaks off a 50-yard run as a QB, that's great.
Yeah.
A 50-yard touchdown run? Hell yeah.
They're going to be trying to get yards
Yeah.
any way they can because
And he's such a versatile guy. Like, he kind of reminds me of older Lamar. Like, I'm excited
Younger
for
Lamar?
it. I mean, yes. Yeah. Younger, older, yeah.
older in time.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't,
And then Michael Pittman. I hate the Michael Pittman play this year.
yeah.
I just don't like it at all. I think he is not that good of a player. He looked like he was exhausted last year just watching him on the field. Like,
Yeah.
boy. However, I'd still start him. I think he's the only guy on the Colts outside of Anthony Richardson that you can start right now. So.
It's a building decade in Indy.
Yeah, no kidding. On to another potentially lopsided game. This is an interesting one. Tampa Bay versus Minnesota. You're starting Rachaad White. You're starting Chris Godwin. You're starting Mike Evans. Start your studs. They're all studs. I don't care what QB they have. They're all good. Everybody else you're sitting.
Evans as your one? I mean, Evans was going super late.
Yeah, so I think he could be most people's wide receiver 2 to flex.
Okay. Yeah.
But it's Mike Evans. He has elite upside. You're just going to do it. I mean,
Yep.
if he catches one deep ball, like one deep touchdown, like he always does, then he's worth it.
Yeah.
I mean, he's good in your flex.
I mean, he's one of those wide receivers that's built like a tight end, and he's just going to do weird stuff.
Yeah.
So
Love to see him. Minnesota.
everyone.
Yeah.
Start them all.
They are going to be so pass heavy this year. It's
Yeah.
not even funny. Jefferson's going to ball out. I don't need to tell you to start Justin Jefferson. I don't need to tell you to start TJ Hawkinson. He's going to catch a ton of passes. Both of them are going to ball out.
Highly incentivized to earn that paycheck.
Yes. The reason I'm putting Alexander Madison on here, I'm not a huge Madison fan, but I think that they're going to get up so big against Tampa Bay that they're just going to
pound the rock.
Yeah, give it to them, whatever.
Yep.
And then Kirk Cousins. I think he's another kind of a sleeper QB.
Yeah.
Because he's got a stacked core to throw to. And he really has never been that bad in fantasy. Like, he's a great streaming option. I think a lot of people took him as their main QB this year.
Yeah.
I don't hate it. I'd start him.
Yeah. All it takes is one Netflix show to put you back on the fantasy football radar.
It's true. You're sitting Jordan Addison. Wait, is that his name?
Yeah.
Jordan Addison. Jordan Addison. I'm totally blanking on these rookies.
A lot of
today.
players.
So many rookies, and I'm talking my ass off here. I think you're sitting him right now just because I want to see what he's got. A lot of people are going to start him. I'm not comfortable with it just yet. I'd be fine if I got burned by it this week. I'm just going to play it safe.
Yep. King Juke says, boys, who y'all putting on flex on non-PPR? Monty, Connor, Rashad White, or Mostert?
I'm running with, honestly, my gut is telling me Mostert just because of the matchup and because he's the only guy. However, my brain is telling me David Montgomery because I think Montgomery is going to be their ground running back. Jahmyr Gibbs is going to be their passing
flex?
running backs. This is standard. That's the thing.
Yeah, non-PPR.
In a standard league, you're going with the guys who are going to carry the rock, obviously. Mostert could have a great game, but he could also get hurt at the third play.
Yep.
I personally would roll with Mostert, and then a very close second being Montgomery, then Rashad White, and then James Conner.
Yep.
That's what my gut's telling me.
Yeah, I would say Monty and then Connor if you're going to pick anyone. So
Let's see. Anything else here?
Yep.
Throwing picks is not what I want for my starting QB. I'm assuming he's talking about Anthony Richardson. He's got to be. Yeah, I agree, but his rushing upside is very nice.
Of course. Appreciate it. Hey, guys, go ahead and hit that like button.
Yep.
Go ahead and hit that like button. A lot of people streaming in and out. I love it. It's great.
Okay, I think we caught up
Good
there
chat.
a little bit.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, Mostert equals most hurt. Yeah. Until he's not.
But for those games where he's playing, he's great.
This game could be fun.
Very
I think we've got
consequential game.
Yeah. I think we have two teams that could be really fun to watch this year.
Yep.
I really like Pittsburgh this year. San Francisco is going to be fun. You're starting Christian McCaffrey. You're starting Debo. You're starting Kittle. You're starting Ayuk, and you're starting their defense.
Yep.
Like, if you have a 49er, you're starting them this week. I know that Pittsburgh is a good defense, but those guys are all elite talent and high draft capital. That's who you're starting. I'm not starting Brock Purdy
And
at QB.
Bosa got his shit together,
He got
right?
paid. Yep,
Okay.
he did. Highest of all time, I believe.
Oh, boy. More than Aaron Donald?
Yeah, I think he's the highest edge of all time.
Oh, okay, okay.
I'm not sure what it is. He got paid a lot.
Yep.
Going to Pittsburgh, starting Najee. I know a lot of people are uncomfortable with Najee. I'm fine with it. I know San Francisco's an elite run defense, but I think Najee will still get his. He'll get a touchdown and 70 yards or something. Fine. And then you got Deontay and George Pickens. A lot of back and forth on who's going to be the guy there.
Probably Pickens.
Probably, but also Deontay gets like 10 targets, no matter what happens in a game. That's just what he does. And his performance last year was such an anomaly. He had most targets in the league, I believe, outside of Devontae Adams or something.
Yeah.
And no touchdowns.
Annoying.
And top 5 red zone target.
Yeah.
Like,
Annoying.
how does that happen? I'm running with him this year. I like Pickens this year also. Freiermuth, if you got him, you're probably
He's
starting
fun to
him.
watch. He's
Yeah.
a really good tight end. He got, I think, 2 angry run scepters from Good Morning Football because he runs angry. So he's a super fun tight end to watch. I think they're going to utilize him more because they kind of figured out, oh, this guy can actually catch the ball.
Yes.
If he's the tight end you got to play him. But if you're looking to stream a tight end, I don't know. He's
Smaller leagues,
fine.
if your league is below 12
Yeah.
members, I wouldn't run him.
No.
But 12 and up, yeah, it's fine.
Yep.
He'll be all right. Nobody else. I'm not playing any other people on that team. Moving on, Chicago, Green Bay. This is going to be a fun one for me.
I think Chicago's going to crush Green Bay. I'm sorry, Packers fan.
Yeah, that's me. Here's the deal. Obviously, you're starting Justin Fields, you're starting DJ Moore, and you're starting, I think you're starting Khalil Herbert.
Yeah.
This could burn you. This could burn you really bad.
Oh, yeah.
Just because Packers have a pretty decent defensive line right now. Mm-hmm. And Khalil Herbert is kind of like the complementary running to Justin Fields.
Yep.
I think he's sort of their second play for running. However, he could easily put up a decent game. So if you can flex Khalil Herbert, that's fine.
Yep.
There's not a lot of upside, but he's decent floor.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody else on that team. I'm not starting Komet yet. I want to wait for that. That was nice, Komet yet. For the Packers, a little bit of worry with Christian Watson right now because he had a hamstring injury. Him and Romeo Doubs had a hamstring injury. He did not return to practice this week. Romeo Doubs did. So if Christian Watson plays, you're going to play him. You just should because he's freakishly athletic and his upside's insane.
I mean, he's the guy.
Yeah.
He's the guy there.
Yeah. You're starting Aaron
Who
Jones.
else is on the Packers that you're talking about?
Aaron Jones. That's it.
That's it.
That's it. And you're starting Aaron Jones. He has crazy upside on this team. He's super talented, crazy fast. I'm not playing Dubs this week, even if Christian Watson doesn't play. I just don't. If Christian Watson doesn't play, I don't really like any of the Packers.
Yep.
Which pains me to say.
I know. It's tough. It's tough.
This is going to be a game.
It's a big game.
I am so excited for this game.
This is a big one.
Whew. Miami versus LA. Oh, this is going to be a good one.
Yeah.
This is going to be a prove-it game for so many of these players. If Herbert can ball out, run him. I'm running him on all of my leagues. I love Herbert this year. I love Keenan Allen this year. I love Eckler, and I love Mike Williams this year. That is going to be such a pass-heavy team.
Yep.
All of those guys are going to eat. I think Quentin Johnston's going to eat too. Not yet, but very soon. I think he's going to eat. All of those guys, run them. Don't start Gerald Everett unless you need to, but I think he'd be okay.
Yep.
Miami, obviously you're starting Hill, you're starting Waddle, and then we talked a little bit about Mostert. I think he's going to have a good week. I'm running him. I love
For sure.
him.
Chargers don't have a great defense.
No, they don't, and a specifically bad run defense.
Yeah.
So Mostert could have fun.
Yep.
That being said, I could very well see this being a shootout game where they just throw the ball the entire time. Both teams are just chucking it all day. So not a lot of work for the running backs.
Is this a Miami home game or LA home game?
I think they're at LA.
Okay. That's something to keep in mind.
Yeah.
When you're playing early games against Miami with teams that are not used to playing in the heat, those Tampa games and the Miami games, they can really sap those northern teams or those western teams. So keep that in mind. Like it happens time and time again. Those September Miami games, people are just like, what the fuck?
Like teams go down there and just die.
99 degrees, you're in the pit, you're in the stadium, they're all huffing oxygen, whereas the Dolphins are just like, hey, this is great. Might as well get the dubs in before it gets cold.
Yep. And they do, and then it gets cold, and they're like, what happened to Miami?
Oh, no!
Yeah, what happened? Okay, next one, Rams versus Seattle. This was going to be a great game if Cooper Kupp is alive. He's not. So you're running with Cam Akers. I think Higbee is a great tight end plug this week. There's a lot of people saying, oh, he's just not worth it. He's just not worth it. However, if you look at last year, Higbee kind of came back and was like decent. He was a decent starter, and I think now that Cooper Kupp's officially gone, those targets are going somewhere. I think they're going to need to throw the ball a lot. They might just suck it up and take the L this week. But if they do throw, it's probably going to go to Higbee and maybe Van Jefferson. But I'm not starting Van Jefferson no matter what.
No.
I'm not starting their defense.
You're not?
No.
Oh,
I know.
man.
I know this was a late addition.
It was.
The Rams defense has suffered so much right now.
Yeah, I know.
So much. And the Seattle offense is really loading up. So I'm not rolling with the Rams defense. If you have them, you might want to consider it. Also consider that Seattle could just steamroll this game.
Yeah.
Very well could. And that defense is going to be on the field a lot this year. So I'm kind of moving him into the yellow spot. They could be good in the future, but they're going to need more on the offensive side before. But I don't mind it. Speaking of Seattle, DK Metcalf, yup.
This is the game where I want to see DK Metcalf prove himself and not be annoying.
Please come back, DK Metcalf.
Yeah, like he needs to not stop being annoying, DK,
Yep.
and like do the thing. Okay, we get it. You like to change the color of your hair. You can focus more on your football IQ. But big game for DK Metcalf.
I love DK. He's so talented. He's so young still. He's younger than me.
Really?
DK Metcalf is younger than me.
And he's young.
I'm 26. DK, and I've been watching football my whole life, and I think of DK Metcalf. I'm like, yeah, he's been around for like 5 years.
Yeah.
And he has. And he's still younger than me. Like, he's a stud. You're starting Kenneth Walker. He's going to have a great game.
Yep.
Tyler Lockett, I think he's your flex.
Dicey.
He'll be fine.
Yep.
I know they said JSN's probably going to play this week. I wouldn't run him yet just because I think they're going to baby him into the system a little bit,
Yep.
especially coming off an injury.
If you have any other option other than Tyler Lockett, take him.
Yeah, probably. Probably take him. Slide him in your he said Tyler Lockett over DK.
No.
I
False.
see you and I hear you
False.
and I disagree.
Yes.
I know Tyler Lockett's consistent and he puts up 50 points in some weeks, but not over DK.
Yeah, everyone likes Lockett because he has those like magical games where
Yeah.
he gets you 40 points, but the guy is not consistent.
He's
okay?
the definition of inconsistent.
Yeah,
If you look
so-
at his stat lines, it's just like, whoa.
Yeah,
like
it's not
10
cute.
points, 30 points, 5 points. Like, let's pull this up and just see his game by game
We
for
can
last
actually-
year or the
we
year
can
before.
actually take laptop source. Look at this. Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Okay, so let's look at the stats. So
Last year, just over 1,000 yards.
just over 1,000.
9 touchdowns, which seems good. However, all of those come within
go to the
like
game
5
log.
games. So, like,
Let's go to the game log.
uh-oh,
Is ESPN not going to work?
it should.
Oh,
Oh, it's
man.
because it's on 2022 game log and they don't have, or 2023 game log and they don't have any games yet. So go back to stats, I think, and then scroll down and
Dude.
Can you click on?
I can't click on it. ESPN broke. Anyways, this doesn't tell. The game log is what tells you where you're getting points in fantasy football. This is not going to tell you the right information because, yeah, oh, wow, 1,000 yards. Yeah, 12.3 average touchdowns. It's not telling you the split. We need the game log. We don't have that. But the game log is bad for Tyler Lockett.
It just is.
That's why we don't like
boring.
Tyler Lockett.
It's boring. If you have it on your flex, I think that's okay.
The show is not brought to you by Hooters, damn it.
No. Next up, we back. There we go.
Yeah, we back.
Philly and
New England.
You're starting Jalen Hurts. You're starting AJ Brown. You're starting Devonta Smith.
All the Eagles.
You could potentially start Goddard. I think he's the 4th option,
Yeah.
maybe 3rd option on this team. And
So many weapons, though.
Yes, exactly.
So many weapons.
So they're all going to be fine. And then you can roll out their defense just because Patriots.
The Patriots are going to get wrecked.
Yeah, Patriots are just yeah. You're
Smitty
playing.
Bacall, go Birds. Look, man, if you're an Eagles fan, look, you're an animal, okay? They're the only NFL team that has a jail in their stadium. And that is because you Eagles fans are absolute maniacs.
Yeah.
You're uncultured.
Yeah.
But,
And,
yeah, don't start anyone on the Patriots. Don't start Mac Jones, you freaking morons. Don't do that.
If you have Ramondre Stevenson, though,
Yes.
here's the thing with him.
Yeah.
That dude is so good, and they love him so much there.
They do.
He has great games regardless of how the rest of the team performs.
Yeah.
I have seen games where he has put up 25 fantasy points, and Patriots lose by 25 points.
Yep.
They get blown out, and Ramondre still has a good game.
Yeah.
He just gets that work. Mac for MVP.
Mac
All
for
right.
MVP. What's happening right? King Wahoo, half PPR. Who should be my RB2? Monty, James Cook, or Jamal Williams?
I'm personally going James Cook with David Montgomery close behind. Jamal
Half
Williams
PPR.
is going to run out, I believe,
Yeah.
in about 4 weeks.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think he slowly starts to phase out.
I would agree.
Yeah,
I would
James
agree
Cook is
with that.
trending. Yes, James Cook is a good running back. He looks good
King-
whenever he plays,
King,
and he's
that's
on an
rough.
elite team. So
He is, yeah.
I like James Cook.
Booyah. Here we go.
Colby.
This is my Raiders,
That's-
baby.
this
We've
is a
got
Nick
to
matchup.
win this frickin' game. Holy crap.
Yep, this is a prove-it game for everybody on the Raiders team
Yeah, and everyone on Denver.
and everybody on Denver. Yeah, this is a big game for them.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll be a very high point total, but you're starting Devontae Adams. He's the best wide receiver to ever play football.
Yep.
Suck it up, he just is.
Yep.
Josh Jacobs, you're starting him. He balled out last year. He got paid finally, kind of.
He'll do it again.
And he'll have a decent year this year, I'm sure.
Yep.
Nobody else. Don't care. Not starting any of the other people on that team, especially not Hunter Renfrow. I hate him.
Yep.
Not playing him.
Don't do Jimmy G. He's
no.
probably going to step out of the end zone again.
No Jimmy G, no Hunter Renfrow, no Jacoby Myers. I don't like any of them, but Devontae.
You've got to do it. You've got to do it. Cortland Sutton, hate that guy, but if you got him, play him.
Because
Okay, that guy sucks.
probably definitely no Jerry Jeudy
No.
this week. So if you got Sutton, I think he's one of the only Broncos that you can play right now. I'm
Yep.
not starting any of those overhyped tight ends.
Nope.
I know you like Dulcich.
Dulcich, yeah,
But-
Greg Dulcich is the one to watch. He may pop off during this game. If he gets 5 targets and he gets 50 yards, I think that is establishing a floor for him.
Yes, that's great for him right now.
Yeah.
Which is not startable, unfortunately.
No.
But you're starting Javonte Williams. I know he's kind of coming back from his little injury stint. I think he'll be fine. I think they give him a lot more workload than people are expecting. I don't think Samaje Perine is going to be that out there.
Yep.
But we'll see.
Look how we didn't even put Russell Wilson on the sits. Like,
You
no one
already
cares.
know. You already know.
Sorry.
He has got to have at least 3 really good games before people can trust him.
Not on our radar. Irrelevant
now.
in fantasy football.
Yeah, not right now.
Get out of here.
We're almost done.
Here we go. This is a big game.
Yep. Another
Big game.
Another semi-prove-it game, especially for the Giants. Dallas and New York. You're starting Tony Pollard. He's going to be fine. He's going to be great. You're starting CeeDee Lamb. He's going to be great.
He's
And
going to
Dak
be very
Prescott-
good.
Yeah. And Dak Prescott has the weapons now
Yep.
to where you can reliably start him. I know he's going to throw 2 picks a game, but I think he'll also get 3 touchdowns a game.
It is what it is.
Dak Prescott is going to be the 300 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions every game.
Yep.
So he will be a nice, decent, not a super high ceiling.
Hope you got him late.
Yeah, not a super high ceiling, but a decently high floor. I like him.
Yep.
Nobody else, not starting anybody else on that team. And then Giants starting Saquon, duh. Don't need to tell you that.
All eyes on Waller.
Yes.
All eyes on Waller.
And Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
There have been a lot of people in my Twitter mentions saying, Daniel Jones is going to be a top 3 quarterback this year.
False.
I don't see it. That being said, this is a prove-it game. I would love to be proved wrong by Daniel Jones. I would love it because I want the Giants to be a fun team to watch again.
Yep.
You remember when the Giants were fun to watch?
Yeah. When we could
the
call
OBJ
them
days,
when we can call them the G-men and it didn't sound weird and cringe.
Yeah.
So, big moves for Darren Waller. If Darren Waller shows greatness in this game, I think it's going to really, the Giants are really going to come into the room. Because Darren Waller, when they actually used him for that 1 year on the Raiders, was great.
Yeah.
He was S tier.
Yep.
And then they forgot how to use tight ends.
Yeah, and it was just weird, and they didn't have a good tight end for a while. And then they had the weird wide receiver issues with, I think it was Kenny Galladay having like contract problems, and they're like getting an argument with the head coach and stuff. I'd love to see Daniel Jones pop off. Darren Waller has all the metrics to be amazing. We've seen him be amazing before.
We have.
I'd love to see it again.
Smitty McCall says Daniel Jones' head shape fits too perfectly into a football helmet for him not to be good.
His head shape is
That's
very
alpha.
football helmet.
That's
the news you come here for.
If there's like a creative player, Daniel Jones is like, if I just want generic Madden
if you
QB.
hit randomize, you get Daniel Jones.
Saquon is great if he stays healthy. Bro, the guy's freaking thighs are too big for his knees.
Yes.
Okay?
He played pretty much all year last year.
Yeah, he did.
So I think I'm not worried about Saquon injuries right now. He'll be good. He always is good. It's just a matter of if the Giants can keep up with the teams that they're playing, which if they're playing Dallas, it's not going to look super good because that's how Saquon really performs well when they get rolling.
Yep.
He's not a great playing from behind back, but if they get rolling, love it.
Here we go.
Moving on.
Huge
Last one.
game. The biggest game
Yes.
of the weekend.
All eyes are on this stupid game. I don't want to hear any more about it once it's over.
You're not starting Aaron Rodgers.
Not a shot.
Jackwagon.
This is me planting my flag right here. Buffalo.
I didn't review this card. I would have started Aaron Rodgers.
Buffalo.
Damn it.
Jets. You're starting Josh Allen. You're starting Stephon Diggs.
Duh.
You're starting James Cook, and you're probably starting their defense because you drafted them top 3 right now. So you're starting all those guys. Nobody else. I'm not starting Gabe Davis.
Don't do it yet.
I hate Gabe Davis. I'm not
He
playing
hates him. I'm bullish on Gabe Davis. I think he's going to come into his own. Adam, you need to calm down, okay?
Yeah.
Put some respect on his name.
Aren't skins and cards game of the week? Depends on what your definition of game of the week is, but we could be looking at some good stuff.
Rodgers start options.
We're getting there. Hold on. We're getting there. Jets time. I want to talk about a couple things, and then we'll finish with Aaron Rodgers because I'm all up on the news with Aaron Rodgers. I know I'm a Packers fan. I can't avoid him this offseason. Starting Garrett Wilson, he's going to be a top 3 wide receiver this year. Don't care, he just is.
Yep.
He's going to be awesome.
Agreed.
Nobody else. I wouldn't start Dalvin Cook or Breece Hall right
Savage.
now. There's a lot of people saying Dalvin Cook's going to be that guy, but every single word out of that camp is saying we're going to do a committee. We're going to keep both of these guys as fresh as we can. I just can't see them being viable right now. Maybe once Breece Hall is fully healthy, I would say start him. But right now, I want to see how they both play, and
I
then
get-
I'll be able to tell you which one I would be comfortable starting with, because you can't do both.
I get big New England committee running back
Oh, yeah.
vibes. The biggest.
Oh, yes.
The biggest.
The whole Ramondre Stevenson and Damian Harris situation,
Yep.
that is what I get from this right now. I think Dalvin Cook is obviously better than Damian Harris.
Yep. Dalvin Cook is not better than Breece Hall.
No, I'm just not running either of them right now.
Yep.
Let's let that one mature. All right. It's time. Aaron Rodgers.
Look,
Okay.
you need to play him, okay?
Yeah, no. Here's the thing.
Here we go.
He, with the Packers, well, let's go back, a little history lesson. 3 or 4 years ago, they draft Jordan Love. Aaron Rodgers then goes MVP, amazing. Next year, MVP, amazing. Then Devontae Adams leaves. Now there's a little bit of offseason drama. And then he comes to last year.
Look at these.
Yeah.
Look at this.
So he comes to last year and puts up just a very underwhelming season. He had, can you scroll down one for me? 12 picks last year. That is not the Aaron Rodgers of old, right
No,
there.
it's
And I
not.
know he doesn't have Garrett Wilson. He just doesn't. But that's not the same Aaron Rodgers that we want to see. I think he's a little older now. I think he's on the first year of a new team. I just want to see him play 3 games. And if he goes off for 3 games and is the same Aaron Rodgers that we all love and remember, perfect, great.
Yep.
Good for you, Aaron Rodgers. I hate him still. He's been a thorn in my side for 3 years. But he's on a good team now. And he's going to make Garrett Wilson look like a star, because he was a star last year. And now he's got a very good quarterback to throw to him.
He's comfortable.
Yeah.
He's comfortable. He's in familiar territory. And look, I am not an Aaron Rodgers homer just because I've been religiously watching Hard Knocks. That's not why. I'm saying because the vibe is different, okay? When you're an elite athlete and the team that you have come to know and love is starting to undercut you, then your head's out of the game. He also probably did a little bit too much ayahuasca.
Little bit
okay?
of stuff going on the side, as there always is.
Apparently there was he was playing the last 6 or 7 games and he was always seeing a man in a trench coat in the stands.
There's some weird stuff going on with him, and that's why he's been a thorn in my side for 3 years. He's always had weird stuff going on, just like.
But here's the other thing. Here's why he has more stability now. He's married Shailene Woodley, a fantastic
Did they get
actress.
married? I thought they broke up.
No, they got married.
Okay.
So they're married. Okay. He's not doing the boom boom juice anymore. He's on a team with his old coaches that he likes. He's got Cobb there, his buddy. Has there ever been a better interracial male friendship in all of TV than Aaron Rodgers and Randall Cobb? I submit to you that there's not since Starsky and Hutch.
Yeah.
Not since Starsky and Hutch. I
They're-
think he's
they're
just
bros.
in a better mental headspace. Play Aaron Rodgers every week this week until he gets injured.
I'm saying play Aaron Rodgers once he proves himself.
4,000 yards, 15 touchdowns, 3 picks this season. Count it.
Only 15 touchdowns?
Yeah, I mean, look, he's
No,
gonna.
wait, hold on.
Sorry,
How many did he have last
sorry. He had 26 touchdowns. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I meant to say 25 touchdowns.
25. So
He's not going to
step back.
ball. He's going to step back on touchdowns, but he's going to put up more yards just because I think he's going to run the ball on this committee running back situation here.
Okay.
Because look, he's getting old. Okay.
Yeah,
He's-
he
The
is.
cannon
He is.
ain't what it is. What it used to be.
Yes.
But,
So the consensus for us with Aaron Rodgers is I say don't do it yet. Nick says do it now.
You gotta do it.
So I think if you're in a position.
I also drafted him.
my guess is the majority of people who have Aaron Rodgers are guys who took quarterbacks really late.
Yep.
So he might be hold on, let me process this. If he is your QB1, play him.
Yeah.
Because that means your QB2, the other option, is like a streaming guy.
What's the
Don't worry
chat
about
saying? 15 TDs. Blurpy. I misspoke. I meant to say 25. Sorry.
He says a game. However, if Rodgers is your QB2, if he's the second quarterback you
Oh, in
drafted,
2 QB leagues.
right? Or in single leagues where you drafted 2 quarterbacks. If he's the second quarterback that you took, I wouldn't run him out yet.
Okay.
If you got him
For
and he's
this
your guy,
game. For this game, I could see how you would say that.
yeah.
Okay.
If you got him and he's your guy, run him. If he's your second guy, don't worry about it. Just go with the other guy you got.
Yeah, discipline is freedom. I got mad respect for Aaron telling those vax commies to shove it.
Yeah.
I can't disagree. I mean, look, I didn't like Aaron Rodgers for a long time. I thought he was a prick. Okay, and then he went on Pat McAfee, and he was super cool. Then he started doing all the drugs. And I thought that was super cool. And then he married this hottie in Hollywood, and that's super cool. But it's just how he has grown. He was a prick, and now he's obviously become more of a teacher. He understands, like, hey, I'm in the twilight of my life. I just need to, like, calm down and train these dudes. I'm rooting for him. I am not rooting for him against the Bills, though. But if you got him, you got to start him, especially if you're in a huge league like us, 14 teams. Yeah. I mean, I had to pick Aaron Rodgers because that's who I had to get.
Yeah, which I think that's fine. He says, I have Trevor Lawrence and Rodgers. In that situation, which is what I was going back to, you're going Trevor Lawrence because Rodgers is your number 2 guy. However, if you have Aaron Rodgers and, I don't know, Jared Goff, probably roll out Rodgers. I like that.
Yeah.
Boys,
Daniel Jones or Jared Goff?
Oh, there we go. Daniel Jones. I think Jared Goff could have a good night, but I also think Daniel Jones has a little bit more upside, just a little bit.
Yeah. I'm also extremely bullish on the Lions this year. Extremely bullish on the Lions.
Yeah, I think they're going to be good.
Flirting with greatness.
I just know that the Lions ran the ball a historic amount last year, and now they have 2 better running backs than they had last year, so I could see them really, like, pounding that rock a lot.
Yep.
Which is, he says Amon-Ra to the moon. Yeah, he's going to get 15 catches a game. Like, I just wouldn't start Jared Goff. I know he's got the upside, and he could put up 35 points in your whatever PPR 6-point passing touchdown leagues.
Yep.
I don't really know. I wouldn't roll it out right now. I would be a lot happier with Daniel Jones just because of the rushing upside that Daniel Jones has. I know he's a little bit more of a shaky situation there, but I think I'd roll Jones.
Look, they're going to be pounding rocks in Detroit. It's something that they've become very accustomed to over the last decade. Let's move on to the things you need to know.
Yeah, one thing real quick, and I love this topic right here.
What's this?
Rick says, I want to start Goff simply to care about the Thursday games. And what's funny is I did the exact same thing today with Sky Moore.
Oh, yeah?
I was like, you know what? Travis Kelce's probably not going to play. I have Sky Moore.
Yeah.
He could be decent. He's also playing tonight.
Yeah.
Like, I could be first game of the year.
Yeah, let's go.
I could have a player to root for. Like, I will tell you during the midseason, don't do that. I know it's really fun, but for this first game,
For week 1, why not?
yeah, week 1, throw Jared Goff in there. Have a good night.
For week 1. Yeah, let's do it, baby. Speaking of having a good night, you can make some money. Here's what we've got on over-unders. Obviously, you take the over when Kansas City is playing. Like, you take the over on Kansas City. That's what you do.
These are 2 games that we talked about while we were discussing the actual game by game.
Yeah, shootouts.
Shootout, probably. Probably a shootout. Another one, shootout, probably. I think both these guys are just going to be airing it out a lot. They're going to need a lot of points. Now, the unders, Green Bay versus Chicago. Blech.
Yep.
I think that game had a 36-point total right now.
Okay.
Wow. For reference, this game is over 50. This is a 30-something point total game.
Yikes.
Woof. I'd take the under on pretty much the majority of the lines there.
Yep.
I know that you're probably going to see a lot of like Aaron Jones over 60 rushing yards. Don't like it. I'm taking the under on a lot of this.
Yep.
Same thing with the Arizona-Washington game. I think those teams are going to be take the under teams whenever they're playing, especially Arizona. That is another shockingly low point total for this week. That's kind of just what I went off of these. I was
honorable mention the Raiders and the Broncos as take the under.
Another low point total. However, I felt like the Raiders and the Broncos has a potential to blow up. These don't.
No.
I don't think these have the potential to blow up whatsoever.
No. The Saints, who are the Saints playing?
Titans.
That could blow up. That could be the over. You could take the over on that.
Yep. There's a lot of players on there that you could take the over on. I wouldn't do it with the Titans, but like if Olave has an over right now, I would wager his receiving yard totals are somewhere around 50, 60 yards right now. Yep. If there's an option to take the over on that, I would run that.
What are you using to do your bets? Do you do any of those?
So a lot of it, I'll scroll through Underdog and see what Underdog's rolling with. I'll scroll through like
what are you using to actually bet?
Underdog.
Okay. Yeah.
And those are good because those have a lot of like discount bets where it's like, oh, Patrick Mahomes, one passing yard, and you get a free. It's like little freebies they give out. So that's kind of nice. Underdog, sponsor us, please.
Yep.
Bet responsibly.
Shout out to Underdog.
This isn't really betting advice. This is just saying, hey, These are going to be really great games and really bad games. So if you're considering one way or the other, maybe lean these ways.
But if you want more betting advice, let us know and we can kind of expand this out. So.
I think having a weekly thing where we do like a short or something and we just talk through some really crazy bets that are happening right now.
Yeah.
We'll run that.
We will. And that's it.
Yeah.
That's week 1, folks.
Guys.
Of Fantasy Blitz. This
Enjoy.
is going to be so much fun.
Sky Moore or James Conner in my flex. Ooh. Oh, boy. That's tough.
James Conner.
Probably.
Well, hang on. Are you PPR or not? Let us know.
Yeah. Okay.
That
Good point.
makes a huge difference.
I would lean James Conner. However, there is a world that I am subscribed to tonight where Sky Moore has a great game.
I can't wait to watch. I'm just so stoked.
so excited.
Yeah, I'm so stoked. I did the half-point PPR, Sky Moore.
I'm going to say James Conner.
But let's let it ride, baby. Let's go.
Oh,
Let's
I know.
ride.
I love it. If you got Sky Moore, have fun. Plug him in this weekend.
Yeah. Imagine what would happen.
If you're trying to play, if you're in a game situation right now where you need a lot of points to like keep up with your opponent, run out Sky Moore. But if you're a guy who's like projected to win by 10 and you're just like, all right, I can play it safe this week and not really worry about it, throw James Conner.
James Conner should be your RB2. If you've got a flex open, put in Sky Moore.
Yeah. RB2 position, James Cook, Montgomery, Dalvin Cook, or Deion Jackson. Leaning towards James Cook. Yeah, lean James Cook.
No Dalvin Cook.
I cannot believe you just told me Deion Jackson. Don't take any of the Colts running backs right now. They're all going to be bad. It's going to be a bad situation. Lean James Cook, then roll out Montgomery, then roll out Dalvin Cook. Sky Moore or wait on Christian Watson. Oh, that's tough too. I would
go with Watson.
Yeah, if Christian Watson plays, you're going with Christian Watson. I think that's the issue, though.
Yeah.
Is we might not know if he's playing until after the Chiefs game tonight, which is probably what's going to happen.
Annoying.
Wow. I think what you should do is throw Sky Moore into your wide receiver 1 or wide receiver 2 slot, and then let him play, and if he sucks, then whatever. And then you have a flex spot that you can kind of work with just in case Christian Watson goes down. I like playing Sky Moore tonight. I think Sky Moore is a fun play tonight, and I think he has the possibility to be really good.
Very interesting, yeah.
Yeah.
We're also going to be live tweeting the game tonight.
Yeah, so. We are. And that being said, if Sky Moore sucks tonight, don't blame me. We're just trying to have a good night. He very well could suck. We'll see. Anything else that we got to address here?
No, I think that's it.
They aren't a high-scoring offense, so Connor just runs it a million times. I don't know if they do run it a million times because I think they're going to be playing from behind. Okay. Yeah. I think we're good.
Sweet.
I think we're good. If you guys have questions, follow us on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it, at FantasyBLTZ. You'll see our logo. We're probably the only one if you look up Fantasy Blitz.
Yep, it's the FB.
Yeah. I'll be live tweeting. I'll be on Twitter the whole night,
Sweet.
so I'll be responding to questions. I'll be responding to DMs. Just reach out if you have questions about anything tonight. Yep. I'll hit you up. But yeah.
This is great. Guys, thanks so much for hanging out with us. Guys and girls. The chat is absolutely going crazy. Discipline is Freedom, Blurpy, the Normality Channel, Rushman, Cow, Chad, Rick, all the other people who've been in here. Really appreciate that. Go ahead and smash that like button. Go ahead and share this stream. Put it out on Facebook, on Instagram, wherever you can. Spread the love, spread the word. We are Fantasy Blitz. We're here for zero BS and just Blitz. So.
Send this to your league mate that's like the guy in your league that's like, wow, this guy needs to learn some fantasy football pretty bad.
Exactly.
So send it to him. Let him learn some things, or keep it to yourself.
Cool. Good show, Adam.
Likewise. Week 1, we did it.
Week 1, we did it. It's in the books. Have fun. Have a great weekend.
Yes. Yes.